Alright guys, we've got a 2007 Ford F-150 with the 5.4 liter Triton engine, and we've got a big hole in the radiator. It's time to change that out. 10mm and 8mm socket, 19mm for the radiator plug for the drain valve, and then a Phillips, and then I've got a flathead out here in case we need to get any leverage on anything, and then our drain buckets. Don't start this job unless you've got this little tool right here, the Ford transmission cooler. It's number 6593. I got this from Amazon because none of the hardware stores carried it, although they all said they had a part that would work, and I bought 2 of them. So that was just money down the drain. So you'll need this to disconnect this transmission coolant line, and then there's another one down on the bottom of the radiator. So yeah, get this before you get started, or you'll just take it all apart, get to that point, and then you'll have to unscrew these from your radiator. And then for your new radiator, you'll either have to just use these old ones and hope that it seals up good, or somehow, some way, figure out a way to get that off. So I'd say just do this first. So what I'll do first is I'll remove this white nylon nut for the radiator drain. Right here's where you can attach your hose for a drain hose so you don't make so much of a mess. That's a 19mm. Take that off, start draining, and make sure you're draining into your bucket with your hose to prevent a mess. And then after I take that off, I'll disconnect my negative battery cable. Alright, next step after draining and taking off the battery cable, take this off real quick. 10mm bolt head right there. Take that off. And then take this out. Just squeeze there. And then just pull that out. While we're waiting for things to drain, we can take off this fan housing. Just got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little clips. So you just undo the Phillips and then pull that out. We might need to use our flathead to pry these babies out, which should be pretty easy. Remove your antifreeze, your coolant reservoir cap while you're draining, or before you drain, so it'll drain quicker. You take off this top hose on the left. Just loosen it and pull it off. Set out of the way. And then we will need to take off this one as well. Okay, so remove the transmission coolant line. I've never done this, so just take that, clamp it around, and then we're supposed to push in. A little push-pull action. So this piece was quite the bugger for me. So I ended up unscrewing it from the radiator. And then I tried the tool again. I could hear that it was working and I could not get the thing off. So I ended up putting on gloves, and I'm just not enough of a man to do that without gloves, I guess. Put some gloves on, really went at it, and it did just pop right off. But I just guess I'm just not man enough to do it without gloves. Okay, now we'll remove that bottom hose. Get your drain bucket under that. You'll probably lose some more antifreeze there. And after we remove that hose, we will hopefully have a little better luck with that other transmission coolant line. Alright, I was able to take that one off, so Ladies, I am happily married, but I do want to let everyone know I am a little bit more of a man. Got my man card back. Now we need to remove this bolt, 10 millimeter. There's one on the other side, and then this one as well. There's another one on the other side of the fan housing, and then we can slip the old radiator straight up and out. Alright, we've got those bolts taken off. Now we will slide this radiator up and out. Alright, old radiator is out, and my leak is in the bottom of the passenger side area. I just had tons of fluid just draining out of it. There is our new radiator, ready to put it in, and I think we can just do that. Maybe we'll do it one-handed. So you just guide your new radiator right into those holes on this side and the other side. Then one key on putting this housing fan or fan housing back on is to make sure you set it onto the little clip, onto the little hanger clip. Here it is on the old one. Right here, you want to make sure it's resting inside of there so everything closes up nice and tight. Alright, after we've got the new radiator in and the housing sitting on top of those little hangers, we'll put these bolts back in, just hand tight on either side before we tighten them up so that we make sure they fit well. You might have to push this little metal clip in, or I have to do something so that they do fit in the right way. Next, we'll put these back on by slipping that over there, pulling it back, that down there, and then we will insert the bolt. Just make sure it's not going to go anywhere. Do the same thing with this other one. We want to be sure to not cross-thread anything as well. Now we'll just go in reverse order of how we took things off. We'll put that transmission hose back on. We'll put the other the antifreeze pipe that comes from the bottom of the rad back on. If you say things like rad, you're like super awesome, and like mechanics might be able to talk to them. Probably just try to say that a lot. You won't sound like an idiot at all. It'll just be super cool. But yeah, we'll just put those back on, tighten them up, and we'll put the rest back together. All right, we've got all our pipes back in place, and we've got this back on, and so we'll just go from there. Okay, we've got it put back together. We'll just reconnect the negative battery cable, and then we'll fill it up with antifreeze or coolant or whatever the kids call it. Alright, I'd say I put about 2.5 gallons in. What's that? Something close to 8.5 liters, 9 liters maybe of antifreeze. And so now we will start the truck. We're in the garage, so we'll go ahead and not give ourselves carbon monoxide poisoning. Start it up, leave the cap off, let it run for a while. Might have to end up burping the system, and anyway, that's basically it. We've got the job done. Should be something that you can do probably in as little as 30 minutes at most an hour and a half if you have some hang-ups or can't find your tools or something like that. But yeah, I'd say you're in and out of here in less than an hour. Thanks for watching. Bye.